Hey guys, welcome to the first live show of 2019, and coincidentally it is our 5-year anniversary. I uploaded the very first episode of Film Learnin 5 years ago today, Valentine's Day. Now it might not be Valentine's Day where you are, but it is today, and my wife is currently working at the moment, and I just put Dexter to sleep, so I just thought I'd jump on for say half an hour or so, and we'll see how we go. Now let's check over to the chat and just wow, that's okay. There's a few people here already, so let me just say hi to Rexy Random Reviews and More, City World, Epic Bryce, Critic Banjera, Tausuf Shakith, I'm absolutely murdering this name, Madison Fox, F Extra Films, Todd Jason Films, Gustel Ang, Trailer Tushar, D-Bringer, Padfoot, Max Parker, our very, very grateful sponsor to Max Parker, of course. Hero Golem has actually entered the chat as well. My good friend, Joey. Legends Universe has jumped on there as well. I think that's everyone so far. City World has just said that he subbed to me around 60,000, which is awesome because we just hit 125,000 subscribers yesterday. Now, Swanee says it's not Valentine's Day, it's Wednesday. It's actually Thursday here in good old land of Oz, Australia. And Keon Hector has entered the chat as well. Okay, guys. I am very ill prepared for a live show. I just thought my internet's been really, really crappy. Like, I was just dealing with the internet company just before, and the last couple of days, my internet has non-stop dropped out. It actually dropped out over 15 times yesterday. But they rang me up today, said it was completely stable, so I'm like, okay, it's stable, let's have a live show. Official Naman has said he's a big fan from India, and hello to everyone who's tuning in from India. Hey guys, and hey guys to everyone else here. And I'm just going to say that, Max Parker's just said he got tickets to a motion design event in his city that Andrew Kramer is speaking at. That is awesome, and he's also followed that up with a my God emoji, which is damn appropriate because, you know, my God, Andrew Kramer, the doyen of After Effects, really. It's how I started learning After Effects, watching Andrew Kramer tutorials, and here we are now. Shane Reuter has asked a quick question, guys. I'm just going to read that one out. He says, do you think you can do any flash effects you haven't done or want to redo? What would they be? I haven't seen much of Season 5, but if I was going to redo a flash effect, like, I might have another crack at the Captain Cold gun. And there's a couple that I haven't done before. One is the Firestorm merging effect. I'd like to take that on. Or there's a whole bunch from just running up a wall or a building. There's a ton of different flash effects because, I mean, they do different effects every single week that I'd love to take on. It's just a matter of finding the time to do them all. Because at the moment, I mean, if you have a look at the channel, the MCU Marvel tutorials are actually doing quite well. So it's hard to walk away from doing the Marvel tutorials when they're actually reaching a lot of people and people are enjoying them. So it's hard to go back to the Flash stuff at the moment because if you have a look at just the uploads that I've done in the past 2 months, the Flash stuff hasn't done as well as the Marvel stuff. So it's always trying to find a balance, guys. If I check my analytics, it's telling me everyone wants either Doctor Strange stuff, they want Venom effects, or they want more Filmora tutorials. That Filmora introduction tutorial I did is doing really, really well. And it's actually my most searched tutorial at the moment. That's just according to the analytics. Now, I'm just going to come back up here and just see if there's... FX Film says, I liked seeing you on Production Crate. How was that? A lot of fun. I hadn't watched much Production Crate stuff, guys, but just doing the live shows, you guys encouraged me to check them out. And yeah, I did. I really enjoyed their stuff, and I'm just hit them up in the DMs and said, guys, I really like your stuff. Would you like to come on the show? And yeah, the rest is history. I appeared on their show, and we'll probably be doing some more stuff in the future because they make great content, and I don't know. It's just we have a similar vibe, and we just want to have fun with tutorials, so it's a good match. Now, I'll just have a quick look over here and see if we can get some more. Todd Jason Film says, Andrew Kramer is the Obi-Wan Kenobi of After Effects. I'd say he's more the Yoda of After Effects. Piano Composer says, congrats on 5 years. So does Crushing 83E. Thank you very much, guys. City World said, I always wanted to do DeVoe effects. It depends on what effects you're actually talking about. Please don't tell me you're talking about that chair, because, oh god, that was horrible. We did do a couple of DeVoe effects. We did the DeVoe Pocket Dimension effect, and we also did the DeVoe Flash Prison effect. So we have taken on a couple of DeVoe effects in the past. Now, Luke Davis says, are you interested in seeing the effects in our videos that we've learned from you? Absolutely, dude. Always drop those things down in the comment section. Or you can also, the easiest way to show me something that you've done is just make a Twitter video and just tweet that directly to me, because I'm always going to see those things, because that thing's just pinging non-stop. Nishit Edit says, what kind of sorry guys, usual live show, I can't talk. He says, what type of course have you done? None. I've learned everything from just experimenting After Effects and doing tutorials just like you guys. Cicada Dagger effects. I don't know if I'm going to do Cicada Dagger effects. Look, I think it's just mainly due to, I'm not a big fan of the character. And that's mainly down to Chris Klein's performance on The Flash. It's kind of bad. Like, I'm not entirely sure what the direction they're giving him, but I think it's they're just whispering in your ears to say, now Chris, whenever you're doing normal lines without the mask, you need to act like you've smelled a really bad fart and the person you're talking to did that fart. And then he goes, okay, get into character. Every meta must die. You know? That's exactly what it's like. Now, sorry, I'm just going straight back up the chat again. Let's see. Do Power Mine Soul Stones? I may do something with the Infinity Stones. Trailer Tusha says, again, quick question, what are the excuse me, what are the basics of VFX? If you're looking to learn the basics of, say, After Effects, just as a program per se, all you need to do is write into Google After Effects Basic Training. It's a course. It's probably about 7 years old now, but it's taught by Andrew Kramer. That is probably the easiest entryway into After Effects. But if you are looking for something a little more updated, you can check out Surface Studios' After Effects Basic course on Udemy, or you can also check out the fellas at Cinecom.net have also launched their After Effects Basics tutorials on Skillshare. Just excuse me, guys. I'm just going to grab a drink. Damn, I'm dying here. That's better. And of course, Mason Waterfall Films has dropped in with a Hulk effect, please. It's very nice to see you too, Mason. Guys, if you checked out the community tab lately, you would have seen Mason's awesome CGI render of this egghead donning the Flash suit. It's really, really cool. And I think if you click the community tab, you can go straight to his channel and check that out. And give him the views, give him a like. Also, comment on the video if you want to see more of that stuff. He's got a ton of like CGI stunt doubles on his channel, including some Hulk stuff. So that will satisfy all Wolverines. But yeah, check out Waterfall Films. You should be able to just click his name in the chat and check that out. If not, Mason, can you chuck a link to your channel just down in the chat, and I'll just approve it. Sorry, Max has just said, I found the best way to test out my ideas is on old Film Learning clean plates. You downloading my episodes, Max? Is that what you're doing? You downloading my episodes? Another YouTube viewer says you deserve way more subs. You know what? I agree. 125,000 is not enough. Give me the mill. Give me the mill. I'd love that. No, I think, look, honestly, guys, to be able to get to 100,000 plus subs is such a crazy... It's such a crazy thing, really. It's very, very hard to do, because I've done 234 episodes of Film Learnin, and it's almost 234 tutorials. Some of them weren't tutorials, but that is a monumental effort. I didn't know where I was going with that, but yeah, it took a lot of work to get to 100,000 subscribers. So I couldn't even imagine doing that much work to get to 1 million. Can I just get one video that blows up and just does it for me? Jacob Marks said, I love your videos, been watching since 2017, way back when. My favorite is the Deadpool 2 effects. Thank you. Thank you very much. I was really, really happy with the Deadpool 2 effects. So thank you very much for that, Jacob. Mark Lucero says, shout out for me, please. So there you go. Official Naman keeps trying to... he's made a video of my disintegration tutorial. So I'm just going to show that. Feel free to check that out, guys. Bray Lightning says, will I ever grow back my hair? Yeah, that's not how baldness works, dude. Nishid Edit says, are you a freelancer or working in a studio? This is my studio, 100% freelance, baby. In fact, I've actually picked up a new freelance contract that I'm working on at the moment. I don't know if I can talk about it though, so I'm just gonna say I'm working on something for another channel at the moment. Madison Fox said Star-Lord helmet effect. Oh, God. I wish I could do that in the moment. You know what's the crazy thing, guys? It took me nearly 2 weeks to do that Doctor Strange portal effect when it's essentially the work was already done because CG Visuals, Zach over at CG Visuals built that fantastic Doctor Strange portal rig, but because of the amount of time I have to spend on Film Learnin, it took me nearly 2 weeks to make that episode. Yes, the dog behind me is just chilling. That's Donnie. That's about as energetic as he gets. He's not an old dog. He's just the most placid dog on the face of the earth. Max from Infinity Studios says, you're the best. Thanks very much, dude. It's not true, but thanks for saying it. What else have we got? Jerry Jones said, am I from Australia? What gave it away? Yes, I am from Australia. Now, the reason I was talking about how long it took me to make the Doctor Strange portal effect was one reason and one reason only. The Star-Lord helmet effect is going to take a lot more time, guys, because I'm not happy with the model. And I decided to take that one back to the drawing board. So I think I'm going to actually commission a 3D modeler to build the helmet for me. And then I'll work on getting the tracking done. Because I was not happy with the way it tracked either. And I've had people send me examples of their Star-Lord helmet effects that they've done. And even their tracking was not the best. So until we can get that helmet just sitting tight on that head, it doesn't even have to move too much, but the biggest issue with a Star-Lord helmet effect is getting the hair in the helmet. And in the shot that I shot, I actually had a wig on, and it was a nightmare trying to get that helmet to actually close around the hair. I don't know what the deal is, really. Piano Composer said, check out Production Crate's Star-Lord helmet effect. The issue with that one is that it's not a digital Star-Lord helmet effect. They've essentially... the lady was wearing the Star-Lord helmet, and then she wasn't wearing it, and they've just stitched those two shots together. So you'd actually need a practical Star-Lord helmet effect on set. Excuse me for that. Sorry, guys, I'm just going to scroll down a lot. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't want there to be a physical Star-Lord helmet effect required because at a bare minimum, the Marvel Legends Star-Lord helmet is $99 US. Which, no, sorry, it's $180. Which, that's ridiculous. I wouldn't ask anyone to buy a plastic helmet that costs $180 plus. That's just, I want to be able to do it digitally, but it'll essentially just be one shot where it's coming off and going back on. Not a lot of movement, because the moment you start putting movement in it, that's where you run into sort of tracking nightmares. So what I would probably do in that situation is use a CG model of my head and just mask myself from the neck down. So just essentially erase my head, put a digital head on top so I can actually move around and just hand animate that. Now, congrats for the 5 years. Mark Lazaro says, where is the puppet? Oh, he's chilling over there. I should say that my son loves that puppet. In fact, he made him sit down in his playground kitchen and he made him breakfast yesterday. I don't know what's going on. I got a shocking cough today. Bray Lightning said, do you think I should start making tutorials like you? You inspired me with my Superman video on my channel, but I think it would be cool to inspire other people too. Honestly, dude, if you think you got the knack for making tutorials, go for it. Sorry guys, there's a lot of stuff here in the chat. Someone's saying, can I suggest to create the nano suit of Iron Man? So that's another one I'd love, absolutely love to do it, but just the sheer amount of time it would take to develop and rig the suit and the animation, it's just not viable at the moment, because just sheer from lack of time, guys. Because at the moment I'm getting up at 5 a.m. 7 days a week to work on the show. So I'll work from 5 a.m. to anywhere from 6:30 till sometimes just 6 o'clock before my son wakes up, and then I'm out the door again. Oh, Niha from 9A Films has dropped in. You guys may remember him from the latest Flash Lightning pack. That was all him. So, hi to Niha. I just actually shot something for him last night. Excuse me. Of course, we're going to have the first burp of the live stream. It's alright. I'm just going to segue back into the Star-Lord helmet effect, and Piano Composer has suggested Buju for tracking. The problem with Buju is that it costs $4,000 to $7,000. And when you're in a position of making tutorials and software companies actually pay attention to your tutorials, you can't actually pirate them and encourage people to pirate software. So I'm in a position where if I was to use Buju, I would have to buy it, and then I'd have to encourage people to buy that software. And I know that for many, many of you, including myself, I don't and cannot afford that ridiculous amount of money for that software. So realistically, we just have to find another way to track the thing, either natively in After Effects or using Mocha, because that's not really an option to buy an expensive third-party plugin. City World says I need to go sleep. How long will the stream be? We're not going to be on here for very long, guys, because I don't know how long it's going to take my wife to finish working. And it is Valentine's Day. My son's asleep, so, you know, I probably should hang out with my wife. Autodesk Match Mover works pretty well with faces, and it's free. Interesting. We may have to have a chat on Twitter, Max. Now, what's the best way to nail an Australian accent? I have no idea. I haven't naturally. I've seen it a couple of times. Some people have done it well. Ted Danson on The Good Place, his Australian accent wasn't too bad, but it was still it was still lacking in a couple of parts. It's just, it's a hard one to nail. Because I've heard Daniel Radcliffe was in an Australian movie. The kid that played Harry Potter nailed it. Absolutely nailed the Australian accent. But it's a hard one to actually nail. Because a lot of people go really over the top. And they're like, "G'day, mate. How you going? I'm Australian." And it sounds more like they're doing some sort of weird mix between a South African accent and a New Zealand accent. Which they're not Australian. And by the way, we never say throw a shrimp on the barbie, because we don't call shrimp shrimp. We call them prawns, and you do not barbecue them at all. How's my American accent? Max has asked. I don't want to segue into an American accent right now. My voice is absolutely toast. I want to actually do a video where I do all the voices that I can do. But yeah, it's sorry. Someone's just said Michael has asked for. Is it possible to fix the green arrow effect? I'm assuming. Oh, that might have been on my old MediaFire account, because that's like a season 1, season 2 episode. So the arrows are probably gone via the way that MediaFire account. Just one day that account just went. And trying to hunt down all those archive files is a pain in the butt. So I must have missed that one. Parker Allen asks, what's the dog's name? Well, the little one's Peggy and the big one's Donnie. And April is currently sitting outside in the sun because she didn't want to come in. She's a bit of a spoil sport that way. Nono Knox says, can anyone see my comments? I don't know if they're going through because he is not responding. I'm not going to bring the dogs over because that dog weighs 30 kilos, which is pretty heavy. And they only want to come over when they want to come over. Now, I don't know why... now, Shivashna Skula says, why isn't he talking to us? I don't know what that means. Because I'm talking to everybody. Yes, I do have some gains, but no. You know what the funny thing is? I haven't worked out in 2 months. Just down to having no friggin' time. Michael's just asked, do I have fun making these videos? These ones in particular, yes, because all I have to do is talk to you guys. I don't have to do any tutorials stuff. I don't have to write anything. I don't have to... There's no adjustment layers on a live show. Ulan Akhmanov says, hi, brother. How you doing? Now, guys, because this was just an impromptu stream, I don't have any other windows set up or anything, so we're just chilling, you know? We're just chilling. Now, you might see the mini Super Nintendo Classic. Sorry, I got stuck reading a the piano composer says it's kind of bothering me how the beginning particles in the endgame title template are not really textured like dirt rock. It just looks like painted pieces. No, dude, I totally agree with you. The reason it's not that detailed is just down to render time. That thing would have taken forever if I had have used subpolygon displacement on a fractured object. It's just, yeah, it's just saving render time. Because that the Voronoi fracture in Cinema 4D is fantastic at fracturing objects, and you can put something really, really highly detailed in there, but you're gonna pay for it with render time. So it's really just a way of being able to render that thing in probably, I think it takes about half an hour to render that thing out. So that's the only reason that it's not ridiculously highly detailed, because I didn't want to fry my computer, and I didn't want it also take a couple of hours to render, or even longer, for anyone else who was downloading the template. So that's why it's not as detailed. Feel free to jump in there and fix that one up. Now, Rahul Basu has just jumped in with a super chat and said that he's learned a lot from India. Well, thank you very much, dude. Thank you very much for your contribution. And funnily enough, guys, I don't know. I think I'm saying that way too much. But we actually bought a piece of kit thanks to contributions like Super Chat and the Patreon. We've bought a speed booster for the Panasonic GH4, which will allow me to use all of my Canon lenses that I previously used for the 5D. So at the moment, my GH4 just has this kit lens on it. So this is a 12 to 35, just the Panasonic lens, and that's what I've been using to shoot for quite some time. Excuse me. And the biggest issue with this is the crop factor, because a 12mm lens is supposed to be pretty wide, but because this is a micro four thirds camera, it has a crop factor, and your 12 to 35 lens turns into a 24 to 70 lens. So when I'm in a space like this, it's hard to get us both in the shot, and it's hard to set up shots where, I don't know, there's a lot of space around us. So yeah, now that I've got that speed booster, which actually helps to stop a little bit of the crop factor, we'll be able to use our super wide lenses, and we're going to be able to get some much better looking shots thanks to using the a couple of my L series lenses. So I am looking forward to that showing up. But that's all down to people on Patreon and people giving the super chats, because I wouldn't have been able to afford that speed booster otherwise. God damn, there's been a few few things before that. Okay. M-Up said, can you specify your PC specs? If you head onto the channel and you write new PC in the search function, you'll be able to find all the specs for my PC. Let's see. Shane Rotter says, for some reason when I click to edit the text for Endgame, it makes the text have these weird solids connecting the text, making it look bad. I had this happen with the Marvel intro one, but I just masked it out. Dude, you might have to send me an example of what you're talking about, because I'm not entirely, I can't really, it sounds like the text is kind of glitching out, which is weird because I haven't had that happen with mine. Yeah, our piano composer says, what are some of the future collaborations we can prepare for? I have a couple, but I think I'm going to keep them under wraps, which I have been doing. Because I think it's more fun. I mean, if I put it in the title, it sort of ruins the surprise. So let's keep a little bit of mystery here. Tips TJ says, how do you learn everything? Learn from where? I watch tutorials, but a lot of the times I'll just sit there and I'll experiment until I figure it out. That's the main thing I usually do. I just go, okay, here's an effect. How will I figure out how to do this? And it might be repurposing something that I've seen already or something that I've done already. But for the most part, it's just experimenting. And go, I think this is how they did it. And then farting around in After Effects or Cinema 4D until it actually comes to pass. Which is another reason why these episodes take so long. It takes so much time because, yeah, it's a matter of just constantly experimenting until, yeah, you get there. Which is another reason why I always say at the end of an episode, and that was my take on blah, blah, blah effect. Because you're never going to get it 100% screen accurate. Johnny Beats says, happy 5 years. Thank you very much. And he says, I follow many tutorials and your energetic vibe is always so much fun. As an inspiring filmmaker and motion designer, what could you do to practice even without footage? Well, you could always jump on a stock footage website or, say, download... Well, I don't know. I mean, if you've got a phone or you've got... Basically, if you've got a phone, you've got, the avenue to have footage and experiment with it, or just download some YouTube videos or download any sort of free stock footage you can find. Oh man, I've got a shocking tickle in my throat today. No. So I apologize for this, guys. I don't know what the hell's going on in my throat. But yeah, basically, in this day and age, there's not too many people that don't have a phone. So if you've got a phone, you've got footage that you can experiment with. Let's see. Someone said, did I win my road reel? Oh, no. I had no intention of winning. I could honestly say that I will never win my road reel on my current schedule because I just don't have enough time to devote to the film. If I wasn't doing anything and I could devote the entirety of that year to producing and developing the short film, might be with a chance. But yeah, at the moment, film learning takes up way too much of my time. I just crap out those short films. I pretty much just make them and write them in a day, and it's just so I'm still entering the competition. Oh, thank you, Max. Max tweeted me some reference stuff for face tracking in Autodesk. Hey, could you bring the dog up? Donnie, do you want to come over here? Come on. Come on, up. You gonna get up? Come on. You're just gonna sit there. Come on. There you go. You say hi? Good boy. God, he's so greasy. He needs a bath. Sorry, I just read the little one just sniffed the other dog's ass. Sorry, Jack Strange just asked my favorite Flash video that I've done. Oh, that's a tough one. I really liked the flashing effect that I just did with the 3D shirt, so I'm pretty happy with that one. But also, the first tutorial I did for the strike flash running effect, really happy with the way that turned out. That's the one where I clean up the room and I throw the requests in the bin. That one's a pretty good one. Evan Preston said, did I go to college for film? I did not. I have had no formal training in anything filmmaking. I just really enjoyed doing it in high school and just sort of kept pursuing it afterwards. Didn't actually get into a film school course. I did apply, but at the time my portfolio was kind of like South Park parodies that I'd made in Microsoft PowerPoint. So I didn't have a strong portfolio. So that ended up biting me in the ass. Am I going to do more Arrow effects? I stopped watching Arrow this previous season, so maybe. It just depends whether that's something that people want. Let's see, what else have we got? Where's your puppet? Oh, Doug's chilling over there. Now I've stuffed my camera. Look at that. I'm just going to fix that. Oh, by the way, wearing the most awesome t-shirt ever. Check that out. No, Doug's not dead. Doug's just sleeping really, really deeply. Let's see, can I do more supernatural effects? Maybe. I haven't watched that show since the first season, so I have no idea what's going on. So what is it, up to like season 25 or something? Any tips for making it on YouTube? You know, it's funny, I've attended so many courses run by YouTube, run by Google, run by... There's another group called Changes Studios that's going around Australia doing YouTube courses, and all of them say the exact same thing. They say, be consistent with your uploads, establish a brand early on. And one thing about being consistent is that you have to really decide what you want your channel to be about before you do the first upload, really. Figuring out how you want to run your channel and what you want to do on your channel is death to a channel, really. If you know exactly what you're going to do before you start putting out any videos, then you'll be able to make your uploads and all of your videos consistent. And that's kind of what I did with Film Learning. Before I was doing Film Learning, I was making sort of parody videos and doing sketches. And then I finally decided that I wanted to do tutorials. And the very first episode of Film Learning was launched on February 14th, 2014. So 5 years ago today. And the very first episode, I say, welcome to Film Learning, the show dedicated to learning you some filmmaking and learning you good. And I finished it by saying, keep learning. And I've done that for 234 episodes. And I've consistently uploaded those weekly for the last 5 years. So that's pretty much... There's no... I'd have to say there's no silver bullet. Because you look at people that are just blown up overnight, and I just think, okay, I have no idea how that happened. It doesn't happen with tutorial videos. You don't blow up overnight. But if you grind away and you put the effort in, you do grow. Because we've been growing steadily for 5 years now. So I think when I started Film Learning, I had 100 subs. And now we've got 125,000. I've had a brain fart, so I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, it's hard to give any tips to making it on YouTube because no one really knows how. Because you'll see channels that have got 5 million subscribers, and each video they put out, they might get 20,000 views. So what happens to the rest of their audience? It's even on this channel here. I've got 125,000 subscribers, yet I consistently get anywhere from sub 10,000 views to like 20,000 views. It's a crapshoot, really. No one really knows how the damn thing works. So the only thing you can really recommend is just make sure your videos are good to start with, and then just do your best to keep them coming out consistently. Man, that was really long-winded. Stover Film says, can I have a shout out? So there you go. Crimson Wrens has entered the chat, and he says, the man of the hour, huge congratulations, dude. Super happy for you. We'll continue to support you to the end of the line, man. That's kind of dour, but thank you very much, dude. I got nothing to go. Sorry, I chugged a coffee before I started, so I actually have some energy. Jack Strange said, have you seen Titans on DC Universe? No, I saw Titans on Netflix, because that's where it came out in Australia. I didn't mind it. I'm not entirely sure why they had to have Batman in the shadows for the entire damn thing. I mean, I don't know. What is the deal with that? Why can't... It was the same sort of thing with Supergirl in the first season. Like, they just sort of talked about Superman in hushed tones and called him, you know? I mean, just show Batman, for God's sake. That was just an annoying part about that show. I didn't mind it. Thought it was good. I think it'll be great in a second season. But, yeah, that kind of bummed me out that they wouldn't just show Batman. They had to show him in the shadows and that. Oh, thank you. Someone's finally addressed the fact that I did that thumbnail with the genie. God, how bad did that look? That's like the joke of the internet right now, the Will Smith genie from Aladdin. I saw it and I'm like, what is the deal with that? It looks like Will Smith's head, but the neck's really big and his face looks too small for the body. It's just, it's the sort of thing that'd haunt your dreams. Like, I've seen some bad CGI in my time, and people are comparing it to the Rock Scorpion King from The Mummy 2. It's not that bad, but it's not great. I mean, you look at it and just go, there's something wrong with that. That ain't right. You know? Thank you. Will Smith head on a Drax body. That is so apt. That is so apt. Hero Golem is 100% right. It does. It looks like Will Smith's genie. Looks like a Snapchat filter. That's so freaking true. It just doesn't look right. My buddy Hashi over at Action Movie Kid did a parody video of it where he actually got a model off Mixamo and stuck a Will Smith model head on it. It is absolutely gold. I think I tweeted out. I might have put it on the community tab. If I haven't, I will do that because it is very, very, very funny. Sammy Diaz has asked, how did Waterfall Films make a CGI version you use so well? I sent him some reference stuff, and he's been working on that for quite some time. That's how he was able to do that. That Spider-Man started with... Where... God. He's actually started singing the... Sorry. He started singing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song to... Oh, man. That's so bad. And that's the end of my water. I'm gonna have mint. Alright, someone just say what the... a different Lawrence has entered the chat. Lawrence Gartshaw says, thank you for all the hard work, Grant. My God, it's a second Lawrence. Oh, thanks you, Shane. Shane's just tweeted me about the glitch. Let's see. Grayson the Gamer says, wait, you live in Australia? Yeah, dude. Sure have. What are you guys doing back there? Do you want to go out, Donnie? Okay, that's why Donnie's bothering me. He wants to go out. He's probably going to go crap on my friggin' lawn. Alright. Just wait. Just wait. Okay. I'm going to pick up the baby monitor so you don't run into it again. Okay. Do you want to come up? Come on. Come here, little puffball. Oh, man. You need a mint. Crimson Wrens, I currently have 3 dogs. I have April, Donnie, which are the 2 Labradors, and it's almost like 2.5 dogs, that one. Look at her going nuts back there. That dog eats so much plastic on a daily basis. She should be crapping out like a 3D printer. Someone disliked it. Who cares? God, the whole dislike bar thing is just so irrelevant right now. I mean, what the hell is the point of it? Especially now that they've disconnected Twitter and Google Plus from YouTube. So the like to dislike bar is almost completely irrelevant at this point. Because when you used to like stuff, it'd share it to your Twitter or your social media. Now it doesn't. So... Doctor Strange astral projection effect. I don't know if I'm going to tackle that, mainly because I'm pretty sure Production Crate recently tackled that, and I haven't seen it, but the thumbnail looks like they did a pretty good job on that. So I don't know whether it's worth tackling, but let me know, guys. Let me know. Let's see. Oh, the Frozen 2 teaser. Like it or hate it? Neither, really. It didn't do much for me, but that's mainly because I didn't really care for Frozen. It's just that was a movie that was not made for Grant Cook. But the teaser is sort of, I don't know. It seems like something that was just made for the teaser, because it tells you absolutely nothing about the story. I don't think anyone even speaks in it. It's just sort of a weird scene that has Elsa diving into the ocean for some reason. Doesn't show what she's doing. So, no, it was one of those nothing teasers. But that's the second nothing teaser that we've got from Disney. The Aladdin one apart from, you know, killing everyone's childhoods with that Will Smith freak show, it didn't do anything for me either. It didn't get me excited for the movie. You know what would get me excited for the Aladdin movie? If I could hear Gilbert Godfrey's voice coming out of that damn parrot. I would be in there. Day one, I would be in a chair watching that movie if I could hear Gilbert Godfrey's voice coming from Iago. Any idea if the Wolverine effect will be coming back with the dead? It is something that I do want to do, Jonathan. It's just something that'll take a little bit of time. Okay. Renz has just asked if I could, at the top of your head, what has been the most seemingly difficult thing that you have been requested to make a tutorial on? Ooh. I would have to say the most difficult one I've ever worked on. Well, there's two, okay? One, Marvel Studios logo effect was an absolute bitch to crack. That took it took about 3.5 weeks to actually build that thing. And two, making a new version of the Iron Fist effect. Like, everybody did their own version using the Video Copilot subsurface scattering subsurface skin effect. Every single person except me did that effect. They just copied it straight from Video Copilot and made the tutorial based on that effect. And I tried to do something completely different, and it wasn't 100% successful, but it was different. That one was an absolute bastard as well because it just took so long. I will say I'll add one more there, and that would be the Justice League flash effect that I did where everything slows down, because that took a long time to do. Just from a production standpoint, that took so long because there was so many different moving parts in that, and it's close to the it's closest to the longest tutorial we've made. I think it's about 26 minutes. Well, funnily enough, Max, the Avengers Endgame title was not close to being the most difficult. In fact, the Avengers Infinity War title template was harder to make than the Endgame one. Evan Preston's asked, do I make a living off TubeTube? Hell no. Oh, man. No. Ad revenue off YouTube sucks. It sucks major balls. No. The funny thing, I'm just gonna stop saying the funny thing is, when I went to Google and I saw a bunch of other YouTubers, there were 100,000 plus subscribers, tons of them were making absolutely massive amounts of money. There's a Game of Thrones channel called Alt Shift X. Those guys were making a lot of money. There was another guy that was he had these weird videos called I Buy New Stuff. It was all about magnets and stuff. Guy was making a decent living. The fellas at Layman Gaming were making good money. I was the only person there that was making like absolutely no money. So yeah. The ad revenue, it's more than most people will ever get, mainly because of the way the monetization works, but it's not something sustainable that you can live on at all. Like, not even for one person. It's not enough for you to live on. No, sorry guys, I'm just gonna keep looking here. So what is my full-time job? I am a stay-at-home dad. I look after Dexter full-time. So that's why I have 0 time, dudes, because looking after a 3-year-old is so much work. Like, so much. He gets up anywhere from 6 a.m. till 6:30 a.m. He doesn't go to bed till 8 o'clock, and he is non-stop all day. Like yesterday, I was chasing him around the yard with an inflatable dinosaur for quite some time, and then he went inside, had something to eat, and then he wanted me to chase him around the house with a stuffed Pikachu. So, and that's just one tiny window of my day. Like there's taking him to swimming lessons, there's taking him to playgroup. It's so exhausting. It's the hardest job I've ever done in my entire life. I have a newfound respect for my wife, who is looking after him and also working a part-time job. Sorry, I'm just checking this out. There's a couple of people that have just joined the live stream. Thank you very much for joining. Joseph said anything with Element 3D. I may be doing something with Element 3D because I'm just trying to see whether it's worth doing. I wanted to develop a Harry Potter title template using Element 3D, Photoshop, and After Effects. But I'm just tossing up whether it's easier to do that with Cinema 4D rather than Element 3D, because I'd have to reinstall Element. I don't think I've had it installed since After Effects CC 2017. Excuse me, guys. The Axeman said your effects are amazing. Do you do effects for Hollywood movies? No. Jonathan Edward said, why have you never dived into Maya despite it being the industry standard? Is it due to Cinema 4D integration? Mainly. I mean, Cinema 4D is my 3D program of choice. Maya is expensive and it's hard to get into. And it's really hard to justify, as I was saying about someone suggesting Buju for tracking. It's hard to recommend using a software that's expensive to people that I know most of you can't afford that sort of stuff. So yeah, Cinema 4D, just like Renza said, it's very user-friendly. It's easy to pick up and start using. It's very intuitive. Whereas you've got something like Blender. Blender has a very steep learning curve, and so does Maya at the same time. Even 3ds Max has a learning curve, but Cinema 4D is so much easier to work with. Silverfilm says, have you used Blender? I have marginally used Blender. I am much more comfortable with Cinema 4D. I do have Tobias from Surface Studios' Blender Basics tutorial just sitting there waiting for me to open it. But yeah, it's a lot more complicated than Cinema 4D, so it's hard to justify moving over. I mean, I'd love to work with Houdini as well, because the fluid simulation stuff in there and the smoke stuff is fantastic. It's just a matter of finding the time to learn it. It's just like Tobias actually addressed this in a video. He said, he's cutting back on it, mainly because he's cutting back on uploads, mainly because he doesn't feel like he's actually moving forward with his progression into effects. Like, he's not getting any better because he's spending so much time on tutorials. So I can totally understand and empathize with that. She's going nuts. Paramount X has dropped in with a super chat. Thank you very much, dude. There's one there. The other one, I think he went out for a crap. So, yeah, that'll be fun scooping that up later. What a great Valentine's Day present that is for me. Sorry. Piano composer said I can make a cube in Blender. Bravo. It's better than what I can make in Blender. Oh, man. Yes, you can get an educational license to Cinema for free. And I've got a link to that in the Doctor Strange Shield Effect episode. Lawrence is signing off because it's almost 4 a.m. in Scotland. Well, you done a fash. You pop off to bed there, Lawrence. Sorry, I'm using a bit of Outlander on you, dude. You can. Sorry, here's my impression of that Outlander show. Clear. And then they bang. Smartroid, there are tons and tons of Cinema 4D beginner tutorials. I would totally recommend hitting up a channel called Sean Frangella. That guy is a doyen of all things Cinema 4D. Check him out. Oh, Tyler, sorry. Tyler L01 TV. I will address your question you asked quite some time ago. You asked for cheap lights. Depending on your budget, I would totally recommend. Let me just go and get them. They're the lights that I bought before I was given some through Aperture. Here. This is the light I would recommend for more of your creepy baby videos. This is the Amaran ALH198. This runs about $89. And this is very, very good. These are very bright, they're very light, and you can stick them into hard to reach places. I'm blind. Easy come, easy go. It's alright. Lawrence respects the impression, so that's fantastic. Always good to know that a Scotsman liked my my Outlander impression. A link. Hang on, let me just write it down. Yeah, what is it? It's the Amaran H198. Yeah, sorry, I was just typing a whole bunch of crap. I forgot that I've got hotkeys here. Sorry, guys. Yeah. You should be able to find that one on Amazon or eBay. Jonathan said, do I like the Lego movie? Oh, no worries, my son. You get to those big baby big baby videos. Oh, by the way, guys, check out Tyler's channel. He's got some weird crap on there. And I love it. Grant, you ever work on any films of your own as far as directing and editing? The last time I made a short film, dude, it was called Toilet Trouble. It happened earlier last year for the Road Reel short film competition. Apart from that, I've got a whole bunch of plans, but it's just a matter of finding the time to do them. I will probably, at the end of this season of Film Learning, I'm probably going to take a well-earned break. So hopefully I'll be able to work on that after that. I've got this Flash fan film that I really want to make. But yeah, it's just a matter of time it's just a matter of trying to find the time to make it. What time is it where you live from Stover Films? It is currently 2:34 p.m. Excuse me. Can I make a Dormammu tutorial like... Dormammu is a full 3D animated character. I probably won't be doing that. I really want to work... Sorry, Yaziel said, I really want to work in the film business. Is it really hard, or do I follow my dreams? That's a hard thing to answer. That's a real loaded question. Because, yeah, the film business is hard. I mean, I'm not even really in it. I'm on the fringe of it. So I would always encourage people to follow their dreams, though. I mean, that's a given. I mean, I have a passion for filmmaking, but I'm definitely not in the inner circle of the filmmaking world. But it doesn't stop me from making videos and entertaining people. Sorry, someone just said, please make more Venom effects. We are working on it. Aren't we, Joey? Sorry, I'm just winking to Hero Golem 3D, yeah. We are working on that. We've actually shot something, so hopefully soon. Oh, God. I am going to have to jump off soon, guys. I said to my wife I was going to be half an hour, and we've just hit the hour mark. My dream is to be a famous beatboxer like Napalm. I'm assuming that that's a joke, but I don't even know who that is. He's not that rick tack tack tack. I don't know. I don't know. Padfoot says he is planning on taking your filmmaking skills to a higher level. I would love to do so. It's just being able to do that. I mean, hopefully my filmmaking, at least my cinematography, will step up a notch once I get this speed booster for my camera, because I can use my actual really good L-series Canon glass. But yeah, I always hope to improve. I mean, that's the whole point of film learning as well, because I've improved greatly over the years just by teaching you guys how to do stuff, because I have to teach myself how to do it before I can teach you. So this has been 5 years of teaching myself how to do things as well as teaching you guys. So yeah, it's always it's an evolving thing. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. I'll just show you guys too. There's actually another monitor right here, and that's where all your chat is. So if you see me glancing off here, it's just, I used to have the chat window on the main monitor, but it was just getting in the way. So yeah, you're over there. So I'm just reading. Can you make a Marvel template like Ghost Rider movie? Tips TJ said. I don't know what that means. Is there a different template on the Ghost Rider movies? I don't want to watch the Ghost Rider movies because they're bad, like terrible. Let's see. We need another Lego short film. You do remember my last Lego short film, do you, Jonathan? If anyone wants to know what my Lego short film is like, please go and check it out. I don't know how, but it is still monetized. It should not be, and it should be age restricted at the same time. It's very, very, let's just say risque. Well, you heard there, it goes, yes, it's horrifying. Stover Films just asked, how long does it take me to film my videos? It takes me very little time to film Learnin videos. I just absolutely gun through them. Like, I have a very limited window of time in which I can film these, and I'm always filming them either very early in the morning or I'm filming them in around midday when my son is asleep. So it's always just bang, 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 get it all done. Which is why often you see that I've ignored the 180-degree rule, or something doesn't look right, or I'm supposed to be looking at something when I'm not. It's just because I've shot it so quickly that generally there's just mistakes in there. For example, oh, that was my wife calling me. So I'm just going to quickly message her, because otherwise she's going to come in and she's going to get yelly, because I did say that I was only going to be not long. So guys, I'm just gonna close this out, otherwise she'll come in and she'll turn this into non-PG. Still live. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. So, guys, I'm sorry, but I did say I was going to be half an hour to her, and I have been an hour. So I am going to have to end this one. So this has been the 5-year stream, 5-year celebration stream. So, guys, thank you all very much for attending. Thank you very much for allowing me to do this over the course of 5 years. And here's to another 5 years. Kill me. Nah, it's all good, guys. So everyone, thanks for attending. Thanks to everyone that contributed as far as questions and super chats. As always, guys, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button below, or considering hitting that join button, because it allows me to buy equipment for the studio and just buy props and all that sort of stuff for upcoming tutorials. So thanks very much, guys. And as always, for the 235th time, keep learning. Now I got to turn that off, so it's awkward. So bye, guys. Thanks for sharing.